Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy Lee Yong Wee. What's the Hokkien lang? Okay, back to English. Right. It's good to be here in Hong Kong North, and I see a lot of friends who have come from far away to hear us speak at our first rally. So I have three main points that I want to cover tonight. And first point is the alternative voice is important. My second point will be about Mas Selamat. And my third point is that there is no reason to fear. Alright, so let me talk about the alternative voice. Why is the alternative voice important? Many of my friends have come to me and said, hey, it is not enough for you to be an alternative voice. The alternative voice is not important. We want to know whether our flats can be upgraded, whether our property prices will go down. You know, what can you do for us? First and foremost, what we can do for you is to be the alternative voice. And why the alternative voice? Let me tell you a story. 2 years ago, I needed to change some money very quickly. So I went around like any Singaporean looking for the best deal in town. I especially asked my friends who were in the banks if they could give me some internal rates to change the money. IPIT. So this contact of mine, I won't say from which bank, comes up to me and say, hey, change your money with me. And I did. I went to her and asked her. So I thought she was going to give me her staff rate. So I went over to where she was. It was one of the bank branches. And then lo and behold, she started to ask me to fill up some forms. And then she tried to sell me some product. It was a very funny product. Even now, I still don't really understand the product. It's called a dual currency product. Basically, if the rate goes down, my money is changed. If the rate goes up, I'm stuck. So I needed a whole lot of US dollars in 2 months. No two ways about it. So she says, yeah, this is the plan that we sell to everyone who needs to change money. I say, okay, you're the financial advisor, you're the one who should be thinking on my behalf. You have better knowledge. I'll listen to you. So I bought that product. 1 month later, exchange rate went up. And I was still stuck with my Singapore dollars. I needed my money in 1 month, but the rate was now 10% up. When I change my money, I'll have 10% less. So I went up to this friend and said, hey, I'm panicking. I need my money in 1 month. You sold me this product. I told you from the start that I needed the money in 2 months. So she told me, yeah, but you signed on the form. You agreed to it. So I asked her, so are you acting for me or are you acting for the bank? Then she looked at me and said, man, you're cynical. And I told her, you bet I'm cynical. So let me tell you another story. Since I joined the SPP and stood up for Bishan-Toa Payoh GRC, my team members and I have been doing our walkabouts. And we talk to many residents. Some even come from other parts of Singapore just to talk to just for a chance to talk to us, talk to Mr. Cham. Why? Because they've approached their MPs, and the MPs have not served them. So let me tell you a story about this lady that we met. She was about maybe 55, maybe close to 60. So she told me, when she was 45, she was taking care of her aging mum. So she wanted to, rather than pay rental, she wanted to buy a flat. Because she was with her mum, they could register for a new flat. She went to the HDB because she knew she was getting on in her years. Her mum was also aging. So she just wanted a simple house. 2-room or 3-room HDB flat. She goes up to the HDB. What does the HDB tell her? Now, this was some years ago. We don't have any more 2 and 3-room HDB flats. Why don't you take a 4-room HDB flat? Now this lady, she did her sums and she said, no, I cannot afford a 4-room HDB flat. What if I fall sick and I can't pay? So she did her calculations. And unlike me, who was a bit more foolish, she said no to the HDB. But since they did not have 2 or 3-room HDB flats, okay. Time out.
Thank you, Jimmy. SPP. 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 Please put your hands together and welcome a veteran political from our party, the Singapore People's Party, Mr. Chiang See-Tong. Besides Mr. Chiang, I would like to introduce you our Potong Pasir candidate, Mrs. Chiang See-Tong. Lina Loh Mulin.
All right, Mr. Cham is here, so I'm sure all of you want to listen to him. So I'll just cut my story short. Yeah. Anyways, no, it's okay. So where was I? Right, the lady who wanted a HDB flat. So she did not buy a flat wisely, but she carry on renting, and then her mom passed away, and then so now she's living alone. So now fast forward to today, she's in her late 50s. She's still living in a rental flat. She can't buy a new flat because she's living alone, and the resale market is too high for her. She can't afford a resale flat. So she's wondering, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do when she's too old to work? She goes to an MP, presents her problems. What does an MP do? MP just throws all of HDB's policies back at her. And she feels the pressure. She starts crying. And an MP says, "Man, you're cynical." What does she say? "You bet I'm cynical." So, what do we have here? We have a situation where MPs are the retail arm of the Singapore government. They help the Singapore government sell their policies to the residents, to Singapore citizens. What should an MP be doing? An MP should be listening to the people, raising up their issues, raising up your issues to the government, keeping the government in check, keeping the government accountable, making sure that the government changes its policies, refines its policies when needed. And that is what the alternative voice is. The track record of the incumbent is clear. The incumbent's MPs serve as the retail arm of the government. You need an alternative voice. You need an independent voice. You need an SPP voice. I'll stop here and let my colleagues talk about some of the other points. But I want to thank you. And we'll see you at our other rallies, specifically Potong Pasir tomorrow. Thank you very much.